So, wow, there's been so many interesting developments when it comes to the Jussie Smollett case that we're going to do another video on this specific topic. We did one yesterday on the main channel. We're going to do another one on the backup because, Jason, the developments are utterly insane. Starting off with, of course, CNN with their own Brian Stetler, who came out and even tweeted, "Cool, were you there that night? Smollett's camp says he was the victim of a hate crime. The police dispute that. There isn't video of the alleged attacks. Thus, we may never know what really happened." No, Brian. Brian has lost it. Absolutely insane human being, even on his show, even on national television. He was playing this role of incompetent imp who's going off and saying, well, Jesse's the victim here. Literally, that's what he said also later on, publicly saying that he is the victim here. His own network, Jason, his own network on CNN just played this clip, which is absolutely hilarious, if not sad. Let's play it.
16 felony charges dropped against the actor Jussie Smollett in an interview with the prosecutor, raising even more questions and confusion this morning.
Do you think Mr. Smollett did what he was charged with doing?
Yes, we stand behind the CPD's investigation in this case.
Yes.
The great work.
Yeah. Look how they framed it. Hold on, Jason. Pause it there for a little bit. Pause it there for a little bit. Yeah, he's guilty. Again, look how they're trying to frame it. Oh, there's a lot of questions and confusion here. No. The evidence is very clear. He's guilty. It's an open and shut case. He's running away. He's not suing the police department. Keep playing it because it gets better.
That they did in investigating this case.
Do you consider him innocent?
No.
There you go. Oh, that's it. Brian Stetler, please. My goodness.
Luke?
Golly gracious.
Luke, if one drop of what they are saying about me was true, I would not be my mother's son. I have been consistent with my statements since day one.
It's absolutely insane. And he's still saying, I know I didn't lie. I mean, come on. There's new information coming, of course, about his amazing, incredible community service, which, by the way, they're trying to paint as if this was the reason why he got off. Right? This is the main reason. This is the only reason. This is the only reason this illegitimate decision was supposedly made because of his amazing, glorious community service. We're finding out now his community service was actually only 18 hours working with Jesse Jackson. We all know Jesse Jackson and his organizations, the Rainbow Push Coalition. And what he did there was pretty much stuff envelopes, right? That's one thing he did for a little bit. He critiqued a Saturday broadcast of Jesse Jackson. Literally, he sat and watched a radio show. And he also supposedly helped them with camera angles and worked with the music director on a plan to build a choir. This is not community service. This is him hanging out with Jesse Jackson. Let's call it for what it is. This guy should have been picking up trash alongside the road.
Yeah, Luke, it is utterly astounding seeing these were serious felony charges that, you know, had some serious jail time attached to them. Perhaps we should not be surprised that the Nigerian brothers were fully prepared to testify. After all, I mean, this is part of the headline of this insane story. Paragraphs. They were totally ready to testify. They're on video buying all the MAGA gear that was supposedly used. And remember this insane narrative that, you know, if a drop of this were true, he would not be his mother's son, Luke.
I know, it's absolutely insane. And Jason, I just wanted to bring this up because now we're getting news that the prosecutor's case against Smollett has been leaked. It really hasn't been leaked. The police department pretty much just gave it to the media. Let's call it out for what it is, unofficially. But as you bring up, there's so many instances here. Cut me off, Jason, but I mean, there's so many to name. There's phone calls that happened before and after directly with this event. The Nigerian brothers talk about a dry run. They talk about this unusual large payment that was made in a check. And pretty much from the press conference and from the Smollett team and Smollett himself, these Nigerians did this. right? There's no denying that, even from the Smollett camp. So what's the motive? Why would two Nigerians who work with Smollett, who train him, who are on the same show, why would they randomly go out, buy these supplies, buy these red hats, again, there was even a witness who said she was, that they were there, that they didn't hear anything. And again, there's clear video footage of the brothers having the equipment that they bought in their house, from the noose, the bleach, and all that. This is just absolutely insane. But still, with all this information, Brian Stetler's like, we don't know what happened, guys. We don't know. I mean, come on. I cut you off before. Is there?
Let's read what the Nigerian brothers actually did and what the evidence showed from the actual case file. Because when you get to how this was reported, it's even more laughable. Video evidence then showed that at 2:25 a.m., the brothers exit the taxi on the 3600 block of North Marshfield Ave and walk northbound. This was only a few blocks from the brothers' Lakeview apartment. So literally blocks away from where they live, they exit a taxi, which was the original Uber pickup location to the staged crime scene. They used the term staged crime scene. Hold on, gets better. Video shows the brothers walking from where they were dropped off forward from home. 2 minutes. Are you ready for this? 2 minutes after the brothers exited the taxi at 2:27 a.m., the defendant Smollett's manager, remember this is almost 3 in the morning, the Smollett's manager calls the police to report the incident. Smollett didn't even report the incident himself. He had his frickin' manager do it. At approximately 2:42 a.m., 15 minutes after the manager calls the cops, Chicago police arrived at Smollett's apartment. Chicago police officers observed that Smollett had a rope draped around his neck. This was captured on police-worn body cameras. Seconds later, Smollett asked the police to shut off the cameras. My only question is, how quickly can we release and leak the body cam footage of Smollett with a noose around his neck that he placed there?
Yeah, this is absolutely insane. Now, as we know, yesterday we were covering the story just as the Chicago police and the mayor of Chicago were pretty much blasting Smollett and how this is not justice at all. We're also hearing right now that the police union may call for an investigation around this entire scenario. We're also hearing that Rahm Emanuel may even sue Jussie Smollett to recoup some of the money wasted during this investigation, because the cops investigated this very thoroughly, which is a huge waste of time in the murder capital of the United States. There's a lot of just absolute misfortune that is happening in Chicago, and the police department, again, failing to, let's just be honest here, they're facing a lot of criticism because they do operate in the murder capital of the world. And this is what we're occupying our attention on. This is what it should have been known from the very beginning. This is an open, wide shut case. And the reason that there's no justice here, many people speculate because talking about political or being rich and having that kind of privilege in our society. But other people are bringing up the fact that George Soros actually donated, it looks like $408,000 in 2016 to the super PAC that supported Cook County State Attorney General Kim Foxx, whose office prosecuted and dropped the charges against Jussie Smollett. I automatically thought that there was some kind of deal here, some kind of larger agreement made here, but I was wrong yesterday. It looks like nothing. It looks like this was dropped out of nowhere. And again, the questions do need to be asked. Why was this decision made? How connected is he with all these politicians, with Michelle Obama and Don Lemon? Even Don Lemon was talking about how he talks to him all the time from CNN. And you really have to ask yourself, this is privilege, but a different privilege that we're not supposed to talk about in our main discourse because it exposes the people who control the discourse. That's my take on it. What about yours, Jason?
Well, all I can say is I'm going to quote a very, very intelligent and evil man that has passed, Zbigniew Brzezinski. It seems that in structures of power, there are sort of these over-the-table and under-the-table arrangements. Now, do they have some kind of insidious influence? Maybe. But once again, obviously this was an under-the-table arrangement, and we do know what happened. All the facts are glaringly in our face, and to accept that we don't is to truly accept an Orwellian 1984 style mindset. With that being said, we are doing 1, 2, 3, 4 videos a day, 3 on the backup, 1 on the main, 7 days a week. Make sure to subscribe to both channels. Ring that bell for the notifications. Thumbs up this video, share it on social media, but most importantly, get out there and be the change you want to see in the world.